Hello, Shadow Hills High School Knights. It's Principal Fajardo broadcasting live from my principal's office here at Shadow Hills High School. I wanted to take the time to say once again hello and prepare us for what's to come when we do have the opportunity to transition and prepare for hybrid blended learning. All right, so I got some information I'd like to share with you briefly this morning and wanted to make sure that I take the time to address a couple of items for you. Now, the one thing I have to say is students, for those of you that haven't had an opportunity to read the COVID-19 safety plan, please do so. It does answer a lot of the questions that a lot of you do have, in addition to providing you with a checklist of information that's readily available on this plan, that's available both on our website at www.shadowhillshs.com or the district's website at www.dsusd.us. In addition to those components, Shadow Hills High School has also created a couple of documents that we've made available since last fall, okay? And so those documents are titled the Hybrid Transition Plan, which we've made some updates to, and we've made that available in our weekly dispatch to all parents, students, and the community, in addition to also having a fact guide available for you for all the frequently asked questions as it relates to the transition to hybrid learning. Now, in addition, we're also working on curating some video segments. Those video segments will be on how to navigate the campus during hybrid learning, what to expect in the order of safety that we've all sort of worked at to ensure a very smooth and safe transition to hybrid learning. So those videos are currently under production. And I want to thank those students who are going to be involved with us, those student leaders, to actually help to create a lot of those video segments, okay? The next thing I wanted to talk about is the prospective bell schedule, all right? That will be our hybrid and distance learning schedule once we do transition to hybrid learning. You could see the schedule pretty much mirrors what you are already doing, right? The only exception here is when we actually end the school day, for those of you that are in person, and how the grab and go breakfast and the grab and go lunch will be working for those of you that have registered for in-person hybrid instruction. So you could see we split it up as we've indicated since the fall, based on some of your families who did respond to the survey about which program you'd like to have your student involved with. In this case, some of our families did select the hybrid learning, and then some families desired to still maintain their students in distance learning. You still have the option to switch from hybrid to distance learning for those of you registered, okay? Now, the only thing is we won't allow you to register for hybrid if you're already in distance learning. There's some limitations that have to do with classroom sizes, the maximum amount of people we can put into a classroom. This is why we put out the survey back in the fall to ensure that we did have the flexibility that we need to service those students that are going to be coming in person. So let's talk a little bit about the bell schedule. It's pretty self-explanatory. So those students that are coming to school in person will inevitably start at 8:30 in the morning, okay? You're coming to school if you're in Cohort A, Mondays and Tuesdays. If you're in Cohort B, you're coming to school on Thursdays and Fridays. The rest of you that are in distance learning, obviously that schedule will remain the same for you because you'll be learning at home. Now, those students that are coming to school in Cohort A, for example, will come to school no earlier than 8 a.m. because class starts at 8:30. You could see asynchronous learning is at the beginning of the day. That's going to be conducted at home. Now, when you do come to campus, right, we're going to have, again, video segments available for you all to ensure that you understand how to navigate the campus, what the expectations for safety are, like, for example, the wearing of a mask. That will be required every day if you're in person during the hybrid model. And more importantly, how you navigate campus, how you can use the restrooms, what the maximum occupancy is for each restroom, and all the directions that we're going to have to provide to you. Like I said, we are creating those videos, and we'll be pushing those out sometime next week. So please do look out for that information in the weekly dispatch, information that will be made available in the nightly news, and some additional broadcasts that I'll be conducting through StreamYard with our parent community. All right, so that's a little bit about the bell schedule. In addition, as I stated, we do have 2 different cohorts. And the one thing I want to stress, ladies and gentlemen, is requests for switching student cohort groups is not available at this time. The only exception that we're making are for siblings. So you have a brother or sister that they happen to be in Cohort A. We want to make sure that we provide the opportunity for them to be in that same cohort, okay? So that's a little bit of information about the switching of cohorts. But once again, if you've registered and your parents authorize you to move from hybrid to distance learning exclusively, we can entertain that, okay? So again, if you have questions about that, please have them reach out to your counselor and or one of us administrators. And then finally, I wanted to say and take the time to say thank you, Knights, for entrusting us, with providing you the best that we have to offer. We know it's been challenging, we know it's been stressful, but we are Knights not just because I should say that we attend the same school, but because we obviously respect, trust, and care for one another. And that's very important, you guys, because it has a lot to do with our school's posture. So when we say Knights do it right, we focus on those 5 values. And the one value that we're focusing on right now is our teamwork. And I want to tip my hat off to all of our teachers, all of our support staff, certainly all of our students and our parents who have been involved to make this transition, when we have the opportunity to transition, as smooth as possible, right? And I want to thank you all for all your hard work and your understanding, your flexibility, and more importantly, your grace, right, during this time. So thank you all, Knights, very much. You'll be hearing a lot more from me as we prepare for this transition. And at the end of the day, you always know that Knights do it right. Thank you much, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.